another episode of those smack-talking guys. Full of opinions on games, music, culture, and current events. These guys cover it all while humiliating each other. This is Generation Flip. Don't forget, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. And now, wrapping it up, here's your hosts.
What's going down, people? Welcome to another live stream episode of Generation Flip Podcast. We've got a great live stream today. We're going to just chop it up. Let me bring forth the man that's been traveling all over the seven seas. My boy, Big Brown. What's going down, Brown?
What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing today? Man, I'm trying to get my legs back, bro. I've been on the ocean from one coast to another, trying to make it happen, baby. I'm done for 32 days. That's it. I'm staying home for 32 days. I take that back. 35 days. I'm staying home for 35 days.
35
That's
days.
it. Yeah, I'm not going.
Then we're back at sea again?
We're going to go back to Hawaii.
Okay, right on.
We're going to go back over there, man, have a good time, relax. So, although it's going to be for a serious trip. Yeah, man, I'm gonna head back over there, man. I'm still a little. I've been back for 2 days, man. It's a long time to get back. Trying to get back to normalcy. But I'm almost there, man. I'm about 75%, 80%. I'll take a couple more naps. You know me. I like to take my naps, man. I get those out of the way, and I'm 100. I'm 100.
Right.
But we got to keep it 100, man. There's so much going on in the world, man. It's so funny when you pull yourself away and you detach yourself from the world, from seeing something every day like the news and current events. And in Hawaii, it was just, man, it was amazing. It was a good time to get away. Beautiful weather. Visited family. My sister lives there. I went to a wedding. I tried to talk to him. He wouldn't listen. Gotta let him do his thing. I told all the cuz, hey, uncle right here, man. He's not the good guy to give advice about being married, but you guys do what you do when you do it. But no, we had a good time, man, and I'm excited to come back. But you come back to all this negative, this bad vibes, man. These shootings, these mass shootings, from schools to hospitals to you name it, man. And enough's enough, man. We gotta stop. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Everybody talks about it, and mental health is serious shit, man. I don't know what it is, whether the gun lobbyists they want to stop banning these guns, and I'm a gun enthusiast, as you know, right. And I've got several of my own, and when you truly get to see what kind of damage they do, it might be, I don't know, I've always been against taking our arms away. But I'll tell you what, man, after being able to see a couple of these videos, I was able to see the shooter's actual video. The one in Buffalo where the kid, they showed what kind of damage this thing could do. And I'll tell you what, man, it leaves a mark in you. You see what these assault rifles do. They probably should ban all assault rifles, man. It's nothing nice, and it really left the mark in me, and I feel bad, because for years I was always like, it's not the guy, it's not the guns, it's the bullets, it's just, it's this or it's that.
I don't think it. I mean, we can talk about this for hours, bro. I don't think it's the weapon or what weapon it might be. It doesn't. I mean, he could have went to the damn school with the knife. Which you're not.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I would say the same thing.
The problem is, Brown, the problem is how they have access to this. They have to prevent the access to this. So they got to come up with something that prevent them.
But I when you watch the video, when I got to see the hands-on footage of what this kid did, with one of those guns, it's like, what? We probably shouldn't be having these goddamn things, man. Because the kid went through the proper process of getting a gun. He was 18 years old. He filed, he got the gun, and then he went for it. It wasn't like he stole the gun and things like that. And don't get me wrong, they probably could ban all the guns and someone's still going to find these guns, right? It could happen, but to to hold how do you hold someone accountable when they take their own lives, or how do you hold someone accountable when they're 18? It's a tough thing to watch. It's a tough thing to swallow. And once again, I've got several assault rifles. I've got things that now that I know what kind of damage they can do, which I knew they could do damage, but when you see the damage, oh man, it doesn't look good. It's a war machine, you know. But on the flip side, of that, Flippy, I did read a story and I did see it online about a lady that was armed, carrying a gun at a school graduation, and she shot and killed a guy with an assault rifle that was just getting ready to pull it out and start shooting people.
Whoa. Rewind that.
Yeah.
Rewind that.
Go ahead.
So she had a weapon?
She had a weapon on her. She was carrying a weapon on her. And she
Okay.
went to a high school graduation.
Okay.
And at the graduation, this guy pulls out an assault rifle and is
okay.
getting ready to unload at a high school graduation.
Wow.
And she shot and killed him before he was able to shoot anybody.
Wow.
Can
they prove that he was there to cause damage?
Oh, well, think about it. You're at a high school graduation and you whip out an assault rifle.
Right. Well,
what else are you gonna? You
Right.
sure in hell ain't gonna shoot it in the air, for congratulations.
Where was this at? Do you know?
I'm gonna pull it up right now. I believe the guy's name was James Butler, the perpetrator. I'm gonna pull it up right now and I'll get a little more details on it. But I'd seen that story.
That's fucking insane. I didn't hear about this, man.
And they said you wouldn't hear nothing about it because of the fact, it was the perpetrator was stopped. I'm going to find it for us. I want to say it was James Butler. Where is it? Where is it? My goodness, I wish we had somebody working for us. They can pull this thing
That's
up.
insane. So she had a weapon, probably handgun.
She had a handgun in her purse.
In her purse.
Let me pull this up real quick. Give me 1 second, peeps. I'm sorry. This is something that high school shooter prevent.
While you're doing that,
yeah.
let's go ahead and throw up our sponsor today. Sponsor. Also, you guys know, if you're in the Los Angeles area and you're in the El Sereno, which is about maybe 5-10 minutes east of Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles, make your way out to Rick's Old School Barbershop. Look him up, Google him. We'll leave his description to his shop down in the description. So if you're in Los Angeles, he does beards. He did my beard. He does beards. He does cuts. I mean, the guy is an awesome dude. I mean, not just him. His actual employees there, dude. He's got a lot of employees there that work for him, man. They tear it up, brother. So go get your hair clipped. Your little boy, graduation's coming up. You know what I'm saying? So again,
right.
Rick's Old School Barbershop. Check him out, man. We'll leave the
Rick,
description.
Get Rick out there, baby.
Oh yeah, we'll leave the description. You guys check him out later on. Rick's Old School Barbershop. Pretty dope dude. So yeah, man, I got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of things to chop it up, man, because I've it was brought to my attention. My wife brought it to my attention that there was my wife's all into news and stuff like that, and she lets me know what's going on. So props to my wife. So she's my my newscaster here. So she brought it to my attention about this incident. We're gonna go ahead and talk about it a little later after the segment, but it had to do with 80s jingles, man, about sexual harassment. If you looked at the topic of the live stream today, you'll see sexual harassment about the 80s jingles, man. So we'll go into more description and detail about that. You found it, Flip? Or you found it, Brown?
Man, I don't look like you. What you talking about, man?
We're both bald.
I'm trying to find it right now. I was reading on it, and God dang it, where the heck is it? Command confront good gal, gun woman, pistol gun at party. Where the heck is it? Fatally shoots a man with the AR-15. Oh, here we go, right here. Prevents a mass shooting. Okay, here we go. It says armed woman fatally shoots man shooting an AR-15 into crowd, stopping potential mass shooting. right? So this gal here, a dozen people were attending a graduation party last night in Charleston, West Virginia. Um, it says here, and started to fire into the crowd. A bystander who was a lawful carrying handgun drew her gun and shot and killed the suspect. The suspect was pronounced dead at the scene. The woman who shot the suspect will not be charged. Right? Very, very, very interesting. I believe there's a little video here of the eyewitness that said that he saw her. But you know, that's the flip side of it, man. I mean, what if we all were armed? What if it was easier for all of us to get armed? Could we all stop preventative this stuff?
Right.
You know, can we stop preventing this stuff from happening? You know, if I had a gun and I seen somebody starting to get down with a gun, I probably would pull it out and stop them too. I know I would. You know, so there's so many different things, but then you got to go to proper training. You got to, you know, and that's what should happen. If you're going after an assault rifle, you should have proper training of an assault rifle. It shouldn't be as easy as signing a few pieces of paper, taking a 25-minute multiple question test, and it's a basic common sense test to be able to have an AR. You know, there should be a lot more. Uh, um, there should be a lot more than just citing a few pieces of information. You know,
Right.
I feel that that's, you know, especially for an assault rifle. But honestly, truly, that's how easy it is. And then you got a 10-day grace period. You got to wait 10 days in California.
Well, I
You
don't
know,
care about the fucking waiting period and all that. I think they just need to do. They need to get more discipline on the whole policy, the whole, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, but again, come on. If you're the gun salesman, I mean, you're following all the protocols that you need to follow. You know what I'm saying? He was
yeah, yeah.
legitimately 18 years of age in his state.
They
Was
need to
able,
change it though.
he
They
was
need to change
able to
that.
get it. Oh, I think so too. But
Yeah, I think 18's way too young, man.
for a young kid
Y-
to grab hold
Yeah,
of an assault rifle. But I also
yeah.
heard that he actually changed or modified the clip as well. So
But you know, even if you go from a fully automatic, which is you blow through your stuff fast, versus you know, a modified clip, like in California, you can't have a fully auto, can't have it.
right,
You know, you got to have, it's got to be semi-auto. You got to have a clip, you got to have a pin or a tool to drop the clip. You know, there's so many little regulations to do that, but it's as easy as changing it back. You
so
know, you could change that back.
I got a buddy at work that he's going to be going on vacation pretty soon, and you know a couple he's going to travel a couple states and stuff, and he has a certified concealed weapon permit or license to carry.
Right?
And all the states he was telling me, like all the states you travel through, you got to make sure if you're carrying and you have that permit, you got to make sure what the law is in that particular state to carry a
Of
concealed
course,
weapon. You
of
know what I
course.
mean? And I'm like, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, you can once you. I thought you had a concealed weapon license, you could, you know,
Carried anywhere?
anywhere,
No,
but that's not the case, right?
no,
See, I'm not
not at all.
familiar. I don't
Yeah.
own a gun. I'm not familiar with gun policies or anything like that.
Right. Now, I could travel with a gun. If I'm traveling in California, I could travel with the gun in my vehicle, but the clip has to be out of the gun. It cannot be
Right.
loaded,
I do
and
know
it
that.
needs to be put in the glove box locked. They cannot be together. They have to be separate,
Right.
right?
Right.
So I can have my gun in my glove box locked, and then I got to have the clip put in maybe in a briefcase in the back or somewhere else. They
Right.
cannot be together.
Right.
They can't be accessible
And that's
together.
in the state of California
In
only,
the
or
state of
is that some
California,
other
yeah.
states?
Yeah, and then but keep in mind, California's got some of the strictest gun laws in the nation. You know, if I'm correct, and I'll double check, but I think the gun laws in California, you have to be 21 in order to get a gun. Some states are 18.
Mm.
You know, every state is, like you said, it has its own jurisdiction on what they can do and what you can't do. It would be cool to see if some of our guests or anybody out there that are watching, you know, throw it out there and see what's going on in their state, or can they conceal or carry. If I'm correct, in Texas you can carry. If I'm correct, I mean, there's some places where you see cats running around with a nine on their waist. You know, in some states, and it's legal to, you know, whoop that thing out if necessary. If you feel like your life's in danger, you know, there's there's things like that where you can see that and you're like, holy smokes, this is real shit, you know.
Mhm.
So there's some things that are out there that you can and can't do,
Right.
you know.
Well,
But
let's change the topic a little bit here. What let you? Well, everybody at home or watching this later on, I also want to throw out there, if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We talk about a lot of open topics. We have a couple of live streams once a month, and or a couple of times a month, and we talk about open topics, serious topics, fun topics. We also have comedians, musicians, coming on the show. We have activists. We have a lot. So check our videos out. We got tons of videos out on our site here, and we're pretty much in all platforms. Make sure you follow us on IG. Also, Brown, I send you a link to this story that my wife was bringing up.
right,
Um, it's kind of funny, but it happens. It happens. We want to talk about generation versus generations of different generations from the 70s, 80s, versus today's generation, and I'm talking about, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line of sexual harassment? You know what I mean? So,
that's a tough one, man. I mean, I we talked a little bit about this topic earlier, and that's a tough one, man, because everybody's too PC, man. Everybody's PC, and it's a shame because the days of us making cracks without having to worry about our livelihood being destroyed, right? Of anything, you can't joke about anything.
yeah,
We got Dave Chappelle. We've got comedians. We've got politicians. You've got anybody in the world that if they say the wrong thing, they're going to get sued or a defamation of character or I mean you name it. And I think it's way out of hand, man. I don't think people realize that.
well, there's certain things you can say and
Yeah,
certain things you cannot say. I mean,
right,
times changed. You know what
right,
I'm saying? I mean, you sort of want to be respectful, but then it's like the comedians. I mean, where do you draw
yeah,
the line from funny and not funny? Like why are you taking it so
yeah.
serious? It's a freaking joke. It's there to enlighten some people. You know what I mean? It's like don't take it
Well,
too
it's
serious.
laughter, man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
laughter.
laughter. It's
You
that's
know.
that's their. Well, look at the crazy Albanian. We had her on our show. She got banned. Didn't she get banned from YouTube?
I heard she got
She
banned
got
from
kicked off
YouTube.
of YouTube, and
Right,
I mean, she
right.
was just doing what she does, and that's making people laugh. And it's crazy how somebody's art form can be stripped from them, um, and it could cost them money.
Right.
You name it. It could cost them a lot of different things, and so that's the part that I find it difficult. But there again, we have a platform. Me and you have a platform. We touch thousands of people. We know we do because we can see it by how many people see our shows. And like we got to be PC too, man. We can't say certain things. You know, there you go.
Yeah.
We can't say too many things. We have to be very, very careful on a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
So, and we've tried airing certain things and we've got yanked. Remember,
Oh
on
yeah.
on some stuff that we had, YouTube will yank you in a heartbeat, just like that. So there's a lot of things that we have to be careful with, and then also rightfully so. You know, rightfully so. We have to be careful on what we say and what we do and how we carry ourselves as individuals. So it's just one of those things. It's a shame.
Well,
It's a shame that
I want to talk about Brown is pretty much. Let me throw this clip and we'll take a few seconds to watch this clip here that I pulled. This is the jingle that I was talking about in the '80s, man. And you tell me what you think about it, man. Tell me what you think
do it,
about it. Let's go ahead and take a look at
do it to it.
Chocolate.
Peanut butter.
Hey!
Oh, hey, you got your chocolate and my
You
peanut
got
butter.
peanut butter on my chocolate.
What? Delicious.
Two great tastes taste great together. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Real milk chocolate, delicious peanut butter.
Reese's peanut butter cup.
And Reese's Crunchy Peanut Butter Cups. Topped with top peanuts.
So that's an old '80s commercial. You know what I'm saying? So you put your chocolate in my peanut butter. You know what I'm saying? So it was advertised out there in the 80s, you know what I mean? And that's the old generation. That's a little jingle. But what happens when you bring that old generation to the new generation nowadays? I mean, were you getting hit, slapped with sexual harassment, Brown? Let's talk about
Wow.
the thing I send you. You got it? You pulled it up over there?
I'm gonna pull it up right now. God, I'm crazy
So
over
this
here.
is pretty much how we accused of sexual harassment from using 80s references that this guy, his colleague of him, of his workplace, got pretty much in trouble for using a jingle. So, Poop Shoot, what's up? All right, Poop Shoot. Okay, so 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 yeah, so that's pretty much he was working in the workforce in his workforce. I think they do marketing or whatever, and they were going into a marketing conference, and a woman, she was taking it up, and the guy basically was partners with her. He made a comment about hey, my chocolate, you got your chocolate and my peanut butter, you know what I mean, or vice versa. So she kind of got offended by it, and it just so happened that she, I guess, reported him, uh, to HR or Human Resources, and they were doing an investigation of the guy. So, yeah, what do you think about this, man? This is an
Yeah,
'80s jingle, bro. Like,
yeah. No, I'm
like,
looking at this. I'm looking at it right now, and it says that during a meeting made him get into trouble with the human resources because some of the younger crowd thought it was sexual harassment. And it's just crazy, man. I listen. I could
the
see this. I could see it happening. I could see somebody going, "What did he say? He stuck what and what?" I could see somebody doing that, man, and that's what I'm saying. That's why it blows me away how we have to be careful what we say. And until you pull this out and you say, "Hey, dude, no, seriously, watch this commercial," and people see it, you you know, it'll make them think a little bit to lighten up. But this guy could lose his job, right?
well,
Or did
well,
he lose his job?
Well, we'll get to that, but just so reference, he said one of the younger marketing women was outlined. She was outlined. She was
Right.
outlining the
She was out of line. She was out of line.
okay. She was out of line by taking it too serious. But
Right.
is it serious? I mean, that's where we're at. I mean, where do you draw the line at? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
mentioned, he quoted to her, "You got your chocolate and my peanut butter," and she took it the wrong way. This was a popular tagline in Reese's peanut butter campaign back in like the '80s or so, and she took it the wrong way, and he tried to illustrate it. Hey, this was a campaign, blah blah blah. I'm sure he had to. He was on an investigation, and he had to, bring up the commercial. Hey, check it
Yeah.
out for
To his
yourself. I
defense.
was
Yeah.
I was just quoting the jingle. That was all.
Commercial.
I mean, there
Yeah.
was nothing more to it. You know what I mean? So, what do you guys? I mean, think about it. What do you guys hit the comments, hit the chats? What do you guys think about that? I mean, do you think that's sexual harassment nowadays? I mean, would that be considered sexual harassment? I mean, we have to go out. I would like to know you guys' opinions about this. Big
Yeah.
Brown, you feel that that's sexual harassment?
No, I just find that a generation gap, a generational gap. And it's a shame that somebody has to explain themselves and show a commercial. I
Well,
but I but I listen, the way this day and age is and the way social media uh puts things out there, all it does is add fuel to the fire. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
All that's what all social media is going to be the destruction of the human race because it's always people have a tendency to become followers. Oh, is that what they said? Is that what Dave Chappelle said? Dave Chappelle said this about LBGQ community, and it was far from that. If you watch the special, it's far from it. Same thing with other actors or radio host. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure I've said something that was out of line one day at one point in time in my life. And hopefully, I didn't offend the people, but I could imagine the shit that I used to say, um, 20 years ago, would probably offend the shit out of people today. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? When you have a buddy and you look at him, you go, "Oh, dude, stop being a sissy," or stop being, and you can't do that today. You can't say those
Man,
words.
I'm gonna tell you something right now.
You can't.
You're too sensitive. You're
Not
too
me.
sensitive. Not you, of
People.
course,
The
but
people.
yeah.
People.
Emotional damage.
I get it. I get it.
Exactly.
But I mean, come on, guys.
I'm
We're
with
talking
you.
about. He's saying right now. I'll read a little bit about what he said. He said, I didn't think anything of it until I had a head of HR come into my office and ask to see me. Apparently, the young woman was she was in her, I guess, her 20s.
20s.
So right, she was in her 20s. Had
Right.
never heard of the commercial that we just played out here, and
Right.
so she kind of thought it was a sexual charge remark at her.
Right.
I mean, come on, guys.
Nah.
I'll play it again. I'll play it again. I'll play
Hey,
it again.
nah.
Look at it
Hey,
for
Mike-
the viewers. For the viewers out here, this is the commercial that I'm talking about.
Chocolate.
Peanut butter.
Hey,
Oh, hey, you got your chocolate and my
you
peanut
got
butter.
peanut butter on my chocolate.
What? Delicious.
Two great
I mean, come on.
Hey, but let me ask you this question: the guy that did they tell you what ethnicity the individuals were?
No.
Okay,
No.
I'm just throwing it out there.
No.
I'm just
It
throwing it
wasn't-
out there,
it
dog.
wasn't-
I'm just trying to understand. Was he a brother or was he a Latino that was dark? And was
But-
the girl that took it wrong, was she light? I don't know.
I mean, it could possibly be. I mean, we don't know. It
Yeah,
doesn't say
we don't
anything,
know.
It doesn't say anything about that. But I mean,
You know.
we're talking about generation versus generation. The younger
Oh, I agree. I
the
agree.
younger generation now versus back then,
Right.
how times are changing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, this
Yeah.
is
No,
a
I
crucial
agree.
thing because I don't believe in sexual harassment at workplace. I think that's bullshit. You know what I mean? Keep it to yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Watch yourself. Watch where you step. You know what I mean? And what you
Right,
say.
right.
But, I mean, you get guys, even at my job, we all fool around. We always joke around in the workforce, and we get that. But sometimes you really got to draw the line and watch what you're saying. Among other people, because they might just take it the wrong way. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So,
Yeah. I mean, if I would have heard that, I would have started busting up because I knew what it meant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
says
but-
he was banned. He was banned for sexual content. Okay.
Oh yeah, here you go. It
So-
said no, not him. He's
Oh.
saying how about the Skittles commercial that was banned? It was
Oh,
banned
okay.
for sexual. Yet poop. Don't we trying to get poop
Poop
for
trying to
sexual
get
harassment?
poop for
Dog?
sexual harassment, man. Poop shoot. What up?
Yeah, no, I didn't know about that commercial. Maybe we could pull it up and see if you can put your magic on it, Flip. See if you can find that commercial. The Skittles
I'll
commercial
take
that
a
was
look at
banned.
it. But yeah, I'll take a
Yeah.
look at it. But yeah,
But-
this is
yeah.
I mean, it goes on.
Yeah,
among
it's
the-
too bad, man. It really is because the days of, I'll tell you, I was at the wedding in Hawaii with one of my good cousins. They're all good, but we can joke like, hey man, what's that chocolate for my peanut butter? I mean, we joke like that all the time, and we laugh so freaking hard, and we have such a good time. But we also come from a generation to where, you could do those and say those things, and nobody would trip. But we do that, man. We laugh about shit like that. We say worse stuff, and we start laughing and joking and having a good time, and nobody gets offended. But then again, like we said, it's a generational thing. I would imagine if I made a few comments and people would look at me like, "What the hell is this guy talking about?" Because hey, man, we're Mexican, dog. We get a little crazy too, dog.
well,
We get out there and once we start pumping ourselves full of whiskey and having some drinks, man, I'll tell you, that wedding I poured back at least, I kid you not, at least 12 shots of whiskey. At least.
well, you had
know
a good
what I
time,
mean?
man. You had a good time.
Great time.
There was no sexual harassment over there, were they?
There probably could have been a few files charged on us, but we were all right, dog.
Well, look,
No.
I'm looking at
No.
the update. I'm looking at the update. It says surprisingly, a lot of people are saying that I shouldn't use any older sayings that people may not understand.
That's what I'm saying.
But come
It's
on,
crazy.
Brown.
Yeah, it's
Come
crazy.
on, dude. It's so sensitive.
Yeah.
Come
Hey.
on.
Exactly.
Oh my
That's
God.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And like you said, and if you do say it, you have to reference what you're talking about, you know. And then hopefully this person will let it slide. But man, I don't want to I don't want no sexual harassment shit on me, man. I don't want to, I mean, we joke about the funniest things, man. I mean,
Well,
I heard a funny one I heard a funny one this week, and we're playing golf. And we're out there, playing golf, having a good time. It was all the guys, and some of the wives went, and we had a good time. And one of the guys says, "Hey, I'll be back. I'm going to go to the bathroom." So he walks off, and he's going pee behind the bush, And one of the guys goes, "Hey," he goes, that's what do you say?" He goes, "Hey, that's a felony." And the guy's like, "What are you talking of? Taking a piss in a bush?" He goes, "No, a grown man holding a little boy's pee-pee." And everybody started laughing, man. And he's like, "What are you talking about?" I go, "He's saying you got a little pee-pee." Oh, dude, it was so funny. And we were laughing. We couldn't stop laughing. You know what I mean? But it was, I mean, things like that. I mean, you're like, dude, really?
Let me ask a question to the audience here, or if you tune in a little later, regarding this topic that we're talking about, the sexual harassment jingle here. I would say, does it go both ways? I mean, should younger people refrain from using phrases that older people may not understand?
You know what? I think if a younger individual would make a phrase, we would just scratch our heads and we wouldn't get offended. We wouldn't know what the hell they're talking about. Like for the longest time, I never knew what Netflix and chill was about.
Me either. Me neither. I didn't understand. I didn't know that.
I'm all, the fuck what are you talking about? And I could never figure it out. And then finally I was like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me. That's what that means?"
That's
It's
the
just
same way I feel.
stuff like that. But I mean, that's a good thing. If someone says, "Hey, if a gal," let me get this straight now. If a gal came up to me and she goes, "Hey, why don't we have a Netflix and chill tonight?" I would probably go, "Fuck, okay, what's on Netflix? Let's go fucking see what's on Netflix." It would never have crossed my mind. But the younger generation's got some weird shit. I mean, they say some shit that I don't know about. And I was probably told some things that I was just like, whatever, I don't understand it. Certainly, I'm not going to try to go and file sexual harassment charges. But I don't know. But
Well,
it's
here's
shit like
another thing.
that.
I was at Rick's old school barbershop getting my beard done, diddy done. But he was bringing up the topic, like back in the days. I mean, women done it. There's women out there that will slap a guy in the ass at the workforce and think
Oh
nothing
yeah,
of it. You know what I mean? Like there are women out there. I mean, but the tables turn. What then? What?
yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? The girl
Oh
gets away with murder or what? I mean,
well, sure. That Johnny Depp.
because let
Remember
me
we were
tell.
talking
Oh yeah,
about
that's true.
Johnny
But
Depp.
let me tell you. I mean, really, be serious, Brown.
Yeah.
If you're at the workforce and the girl, says some nice comment or flirts with you, taps you on your butt. Oh, hey, that's nice little firm booty. You think the guy's gonna think twice about reporting her for doing that?
I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, I'd take it as a compliment. You know what I mean?
But if you did it to her,
Oh yeah, yeah. No way. I would never thought of it. I would never. Well, here's a trip. Here's a good example. I've gone out to functions, concerts, sporting events, and I have a bald head and I keep it nice and trim and shaved. And I've had women, girls and women come up to me and say, "Hey, can I touch your head?" I don't like anybody to touch my head. It's an off. To me, that's a no no.
you don't like people
Me,
touching you? Are
no, I don't
you
want nobody.
kidding me? Really?
I just don't like it. Now, don't get me wrong. If my girl's with me or my daughter's with me, whoever I'm, immediate family. I mean, like, oh, my daughter or my girlfriend or whoever, a gal that I'm going out with. If she says, "Can I touch your head?" Sure, you can touch my head, but I don't want no stranger touching my head. And it's happened many of times, and I've said no, and they got pissed, and
Wow.
they said, "Really, why not?" And I said, "It's like it's a body part, man. I don't want nobody's fucking hands on my head. I
Wow.
don't have any hair on it. You know what I mean? And I don't like it. And I've had gals, fuck, what's your problem? Well, hold on a second. And I've had to explain myself. I said, "Say, is it okay if I grab your bottom, or is it okay if I grab your chest?" And they're like, no. I said, okay, then I don't want you touching my head. It's a body part. I don't want it touched.
Yeah.
And I've had some good looking women come up to me and say that, and I would say no, and they'd get, some of them would understand, and some of them would, I'll say, well, that's cool. I'll tell you what, if I can touch your head, I can touch your bottom. And some of them had said yes, and I've done it. I opened my mouth, and if I said yes, and that happened, then that's cool. Obviously, people were around, but I just, that's how I operate, man. I'm just not that. If I don't know you, you ain't touching my head. It's not happening, bro. You know what I mean? It's off limits. Can't be touching my shit, my dome, baby.
Well, I mean, I had that in the past a few times. Can I touch
Yeah.
your head too? Because I was bald. They want it, and especially when I bake it. You know what I mean? And they want to come and touch it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I don't care.
Yeah. Everybody's different, right? So there's your tit for tat, or your, how you look at things. I mean, unfortunately, that's how I operate, and that's how I look. But I bake my head every day. I bake it every other day. I'll shave my head, and that may be the trip, because they look at it and they go, "Man, I want to touch that thing, see how it feels." And I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, this
no,
is.
no.
I wanted to talk about this, guys, because it's a very interesting topic. We're talking about sexual harassment at the at the workforce. Just basically, commenting and bringing up an '80s reference to a guy who referenced an '80s commercial from Reese's Pieces back in the days to a younger gal, 20 years of age, at the workforce, and she tripped out. And I mean, do you think it's necessary that for her to go turn around and call, make a claim against him, sexual harassment case, because he said this?
Peanut butter.
Hey,
Oh, hey, you got your chocolate and my
you
peanut
got
butter.
peanut butter on my chocolate.
What? Delicious.
Two great tastes that taste great together. Reese's Peanut Butter
You know what I'm
Cups. Real
saying?
milk chocolate, delicious
That's hilarious.
and Reese's Crunchy Peanut Butter Cups.
Yeah.
Topped with chopped peanuts.
We're talking
That's
about
funny.
that, and it's interesting because we see sexual harassment, and it's no joke, no joke about it. You know what I mean? It
No,
happens at
no.
workforce place, and I'm not saying it's good or okay to do it. You know what I mean? I just
Right.
what my point is trying to get across is it where do you draw the line? Where do you draw
Right.
the line from just a joke, playing around, or from something serious like that, being, sexual harassed at work? Because I'm sure there's women out there and even men who get sexual harassed in the workforce and they don't know what to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially the men, and it's very uncommon probably, and they get, you know, felt on or whatever, or even there's all types of harassment, sexual harassment.
I've been there. I've been on job sites where I get to know my clients, and I get out there and get to work, and they kind of get a little too close to me, and I feel a little kind of like, I got to back up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I have to, and I could be totally wrong. It could be something that, um, it could be totally not even thought of. But when they start getting close, I mean, I'm well aware of that shit. I'm well aware of people getting sideways. I'm well aware of people doing things they shouldn't be doing, touching, feeling, things like that.
There's-
It's a tough deal. I mean, well, here's another good example. I remember at the time I was married, my sister-in-laws, every time I would see them, I would always give them a hug and a kiss on the cheek. Always. But there was one sister that I would give a hug, and then we give a kiss on the lips. It's just nothing out of the whack, but that's just how we did it. You know what I mean? And we do it in front of everybody. Like, hi, how are you? Nice to see you, and give a kiss on the lips. A lot of people took that wrong. A lot of people, hey, man, you shouldn't be doing that. And I was like, it's just how we say hello, right? But some other people didn't like it. Now, my brother-in-law at the time didn't mind, and my wife didn't mind. Because the first time it happened, it was kind of like, I was kind of like, I was kind of going in to give a hug and a kiss, and then she kind of hugged and looked at me, gave me a kiss, and it was kind of on the lips. That was it. Now that's when you kind of go, is that okay? I'm sorry I did that. And I did it when the first time it happened. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't mean, and then, no, that's, that's fine. and we've always did it. Even to this day, if I see her, I would still we still do that and say hello, and I'd give her a kiss on the lips. You know, and a lot it's traditional for a lot of Hawaiians and Mexicanos and things like that. And I don't take anything. I don't take anything. You know, other than just doing saying hello. So I find that interesting when you see that. But it's what it is, right? We just keep moving forward, and nothing ever. People always look at you. Oh, what'd you do? It's not like that. You know.
So, in case you guys tuning in right now, I see a few people coming in. We're talking about this sexual harassment case. Kind of like it's really funny topic because this guy had actually was at the workforce and he quoted an '80s reference to a movie or actually a commercial to a woman at the workplace. Took it the wrong place, took it the wrong way, and kind of reported him. But let me give you an update to it. The guy wasn't. He was successfully. It was overturned. Everything was
Good.
overturned, and he didn't lose his job. Which is cool. He did have to. He went out of his way and showed HR the commercial. You know what I mean? And so but everybody looks at him differently. He did mention that people around the workforce is looking at him a little differently.
Oh,
You
no doubt, man. No doubt.
got to deal
Yeah.
with that. But yeah,
Yeah.
let me know what you guys think at home. On that note, we're going to be having a couple of guests coming on next week, and actually this next month this whole month actually coming on. We've got a musician coming on, a comedian coming on, a couple more comedians that will be coming on the show with us, and some musicians, and we actually working on. Buddy, I think it's your nephew or is it your buddy who's doing that awesome movie? He's actually producing
Um,
a movie.
he's actually a little cousin of mine. He's into producing movies, making movies. He's making
And let me
short
tell you,
films.
this is
Pretty good, huh?
I saw it,
Yeah.
Brown. This is really good if you're into the military stuff.
Yeah.
It's like a military. I guess not a commercial, but it's an actual
Yeah,
short
it's a
video.
short
I
film.
guess
Yeah,
short
it's a
film.
short
Yeah,
film. They call it, like, they make these short films, and the premise of it is an individual um, trying to teach students what goes on in the military, all right, in battle, and then he goes referencing back in thinking of how things would be. But it's a good story, man. We both when I turned it on to you and we watched it, I love watching it, and I was like, man, this he's on to something. And he does a bunch of little short films, and he's starting to get some notice, and the quality of the cinematography, the backgrounds, the film, the footage, the acting. It's pretty darn good for just a young kid, man, and that's what he is. He's a young kid. I think he's like in his mid to late 20s, and he's out of the Monterey County area in California, and he's having fun with it. I think it's a calling for him, and that's how these Jerry Buckenheimer start out. That's how these guys start, right? They make these little films, and they get going bigger and bigger, and he does it things on a budget, obviously, and he's got GoFundMe pages and to help fund the next project, and he's doing
I
a
can't
pretty
wait
good
because
job out of it.
he's got it promoted on a couple of streams.
Hmm. Hmm.
That video, and I'll actually put it on when we do an interview with him.
Yeah,
Um,
post it up. Yeah,
yeah, it's an actual good military music movie, so
movie. Yeah,
we'll take a look at that. So Brown, you fucking Hawaii, bro. So
good
tell me a
time,
little bit,
man.
man. Tell me a little bit,
Uh,
bro. I mean,
Hawaii,
weather's
Hawaii
good,
was the weather is
fishing.
fantastic right now. I didn't do any fishing. We did go to Turtle Bay, and I had a friend that come out with me, and we went out and had a blast. And
But you were out there for Memorial Day, right? As well.
right.
So you go
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
Pearl Harbor.
I didn't go to Pearl Harbor. I didn't, but there was a lot of festivities going on, and it was just. We ended up going to the North Shore of the island on the Memorial Day, and But yeah, there was a lot of festivities going on, obviously, right? And then right there where we were staying on Waikiki, they have a U.S. Army museum by the Holly Cove, which is a military hotel, really, really nice. So they have a lot of nice things there, and then obviously Pearl Harbor and things of that nature. But no, I didn't do any too much of the festivities. Me and my friend and family members were consistently doing stuff from going to North Shore to going to the zoo, the Honolulu Zoo, luau's. Went to a luau and saw a great show there. So it was a good, relaxing time. And I took a friend and we went out and I told her there's turtles in this one area, and you tell people things and you go out and there's nothing there,
Right.
and everything that I had mentioned about certain areas or certain things, it was to the T. They were everywhere. Turtles were everywhere, and she took a lot of good videos. A lot of cool stuff, man. So it was a good time. I really that was one of my most memorable vacations I had in a long time. Um, but it was a lot of family, a lot of friends, good food. We ate good dinners. Um, did activities like the luau's and Turtle Bay, and played some golf. Had a good time. Didn't do so well in golf, but it was okay, man. We had a good group, and it was a good time. And but it was something well needed, right? After going through all the things that I went through in the past few years, it was a good R&R, good relaxing time, good wedding. It was nice to see old faces, and my aunts and uncles were there, and it was good, man. I'm excited. So I'm going to try to slow down a little bit. I know I've been hitting the road quite a bit from Cabo to Costa Rica to Hawaii, and I go back in about another, I don't know, 32 days, 33 days. I go back to Hawaii for a week.
Well, I spent the weekend watching the new series, the new movie that came out. Tom Cruise, man.
I want to
Gun
go see
Maverick.
that
Oh my
tomorrow.
God. You guys out there, I totally recommend
Yeah.
you watch it.
Yeah.
I watched it in 4DX, so let me tell you, it's worth the money to go watch it in
Yep.
4DX. The chairs were rocking like harder than a roller coaster. I'll tell you that.
I bet.
That thing
brother.
was off the hook. In fact, I wanted to go see it the second time, bro.
Yeah, I just watched
it's
last
just not
night.
bad.
Last night I watched the first Top Gun. I had my daughter with me, and I said, "Let's watch this tonight."
Right.
She said, "What? This is so old." I said, "Let's watch it because
So old.
we're going tomorrow to the IMAX. We're either going to do the IMAX or we're going to do the Dolby setup, surround sound."
Oh, hey,
So
man,
I said,
I totally recommend if you got the 4DX out there,
"The
go-
four. I'll pull that up.
go
I'll pull the 4DX.
watch it in 4DX.
Yeah,
You'll be
I'll pull that
amazed.
up.
You'll be amazed,
Yeah.
bro.
I'm excited to see it, man. I love the
It's good.
military. I love the jets. Everybody's saying it's the number one movie in the world. I see that on TV too.
I think the first day
So-
came out at $150 million.
No, it
the very
was
first day.
200 million. I
No,
saw
well,
200 million.
when I went, I'm talking about when I went. When I
Oh,
went, it was at
oh.
150 million, and I
Wow.
went earlier. I think it was like about when did we go? About 11 a.m.
Right.
on Friday the day that it came out. That morning we went at 11 a.m.
Wow.
We saw it. It reached at $150 million.
Wow.
I was like,
Wow.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So I can't wait, man. I can't wait. So I got my daughter up to speed on it. She's excited, and then I'm excited. I'm more like a little kid, so I'm gonna try to find the 4DX and see where that's playing. If not, go to the Dolby system, and then with the reclining chairs and all that stuff. They have that here in the Bay Area, so I'm gonna do that. But after the show's over, I'm gonna go buy my tickets because I definitely want to go see it. And like I said, everybody that I know is like, "Wow, what a great movie!"
Right.
So I'm excited, man. I'm excited to go see that.
We forgot to mention our winners for last stream. We had 4 winners. Congratulations to them all. We send them out their digital gift cards. We'll have that
Nice.
pretty much once a month. We'll have a live stream giveaway once a month. And
Nice.
see what that takes us. But again, congratulations to all you guys who participated. Thank you very much for that, and for the 4 winners, thank you.
Yep.
For subscribing.
Yep.
$25 gift card. I mean, it's not much, but hey, we want to thank you and appreciate you guys for tuning in and subscribing to our channel, and we hope that you guys come back to us. And you guys
No doubt.
appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome.
So, Brown, we have an agenda. We've got a couple of people lined up for our next couple of shows. Fridays, Tuesdays, we go on air. Hopefully we get this, and we also have another giveaway. So stay to that. Anything else you want to talk about, Brown?
No, my Warriors. I watched the game last night, man. The Celtics look tough. Oh God, those guys. I don't know any of the Celtics, but they're there for a reason, and they look good last night. My Warriors look good, but I'll tell you what, man. I think they're gonna have their hands full with those new kids. So, let's go, Dub Nation, baby. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
Guys. So you guys at home, thanks for tuning in, watching this live right now. Thank you for taking your time out to watch us. We really appreciate it.
Yep, thank
If
you.
you check this out later on down the road and you catch the replay, hey, hit the comments. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button. And watch our next stream every Fridays and Tuesdays. Catch us live, guys. Till then, we'll see you guys in the next.
Right on.